We'll have to see if we have an echo.
Yeah, it sounded like it still does.
Okay.
But we are live.
Well, all right, guys. We'll let some folks file in. Some people joining us here on Facebook, X, YouTube. Good evening. How do you get future radar on Clarity? You go to the radar tab, you hit the 3 buttons on the left-hand side of the screen, you tap future, and then you select radar, and it will pop right up for you. Let me know if that doesn't help. Yeah, so well, I would, if anyone ever asked me, I would always root for Notre Dame over IU, but I am rooting for IU this week. But I am an Irish fan at the core when it comes to football. Now, basketball is a different story. I am a Hoosier basketball fan, thick and thin. Brett is absolutely an IU football, IU everything fan. So you don't have to worry about Brett and his. Yeah. Good evening to everybody. Good evening. Good evening. I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. Storm's moving in. It's coming down across the state. It's probably going to be a pretty nasty evening. And I anticipate probably many delays and closures tomorrow morning across the area. I haven't looked, Brett. Maybe you could pull up travel advisory map if there are any advisories out. I haven't actually looked at that, but we will get that. We will get that looked at as well. But yeah, we've got snow moving across the area. Forecast is panning out pretty well. Some of this snow is about a county row or two further south than what we had certainly had anticipated confidently. Now, we did have a risk area on our map for the potential of further south, risks there. So, hello. Hancock County is under 1. Okay. Greatly appreciate you guys. Good evening. GFS has a big storm. Oh, we know, Travis. We saw it. Before we get into the analysis, share it with a friend, tag a friend, repost it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, whatever it is you do that for us. Spread the love, share the love there. We're going to talk about the snow tonight, and then we're going to talk about additional systems coming up, and even some interesting analog years Brett and I were just talking about over on the client live that suggest a potentially pretty snowy winter. So, Brett, I'm going to let you take this one away and kind of start with your analysis of the current situation and what we're talking about. Now, real quick, before Brett, actually, before I have you do that, I do just want to quickly mention that our stream tonight is powered by our friends over at Custom Restoration here out of Indianapolis. These guys are sponsoring the streams. Anything you need, reconstruction and repair, whether it's mold remediation, water damage mitigation, fire damage, they do it all. Give them some love on social media. Custom Restoration, all right, here out of Indy. So, Brett, it is all yours, my friend.
All right, yeah, let me share my screen here, guys, and I'm pulling up the single site radar on Clarity right now. If you're not familiar with this tool, especially if you've just signed on recently, you click the 3 dots on the left side of the screen, and you can toggle back and forth between the CONUS and the single site radar. And again, I think the single site radar gives a good depiction of where the heavier bands are right now. Very briefly, I think moving into a little bit of a lull here in central Indiana compared to where we've been. We've been stuck in a half an inch per hour to inch per hour at times snowfall band along the I-70 corridor. We're actually now getting some of that to shift a little bit further down to the south towards Bloomington, Columbus. We actually have some heavier snow working towards Bedford and Seymour right now. But I do think if we look out to the west, we go out towards Springfield, Illinois, Another heavy band out here still to come. Pretty widespread, I'd say, half an inch per hour snowfall rates out here from Springfield to Bloomington. And if we go to our CONUS radar, we can take a full look at the storm system right now, and you can see, we've still got a long way to go with this storm system. And, I would expect that activity eventually will fill in across the far southern portion of Indiana and southwest Ohio as well over the next couple of hours. And so we still have a ways to go with this. This has really just been the beginning. Already 1.7 inches at the airport. I think that was as of about 7 p.m. And so I think that based off of the radar trends that I see, certainly in play along the I-70 corridor for 4, 5, locally 6 inches of snow when all is said and done. And the other thing that Michael and I have been talking about is model data has not done a good job depicting how far south the snow would seep at this point in the day. Really, the only model that has done a good job at this point is the RAP, which is kind of a quote unquote older, less high resolution model, but sometimes the older ones, sometimes the more simple ones end up doing the best, and that is the case here. And so I will put the time in the top right and go through the progression so you all can get some timing as we go throughout the rest of the evening and into tomorrow morning. Time in the top right, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. We should start to see this band fill back in by 10 to 11 o'clock along the I-70 corridor with another decent thump of snow, probably another half an inch to inch per hour snowfall rates as this moves through leading in towards midnight. And you can see as we go further into the evening hours, starts to fill in further down to the south and to the east in parts of western Kentucky, southern Indiana, and into central Ohio. Still do think that kind of along the Ohio River and south and east, there can be some mixing that maybe cuts down on totals a little bit. But as you can see here, further to the north, no issues with that. Going to just be pure snow, probably a nice fluffy snow this time around compared to the last one where we dealt with the rain that eventually moved in. And then as we continue to go throughout the overnight hours, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Guys, I do think if you're further to the south, Louisville to Cincinnati, this band as it pivots east across the area, could be 1 inch per hour snowfall rates for a brief time out here. It could be a very heavy thump of snow with low visibilities for a short time as the storm system starts to pivot a little bit further off to the east. And then exiting kind of the Indy metro area by about 4 to 5 a.m., out of the state by about 6. But 6 a.m. tomorrow morning and for your rush hour, still snow all across the state of Ohio before it starts to exit later in the morning. Terms of snowfall, and again, I think this particular model is doing as well as it could possibly do. This is additional snow on top of what has already happened. You can see additionally, pretty widespread additional snow, 3 to 5 inches along I-70. Could be locally 6 inches of snow out here in northwestern parts of Ohio. You can see kind of north of Springfield, Lima, and Findlay, Ohio. Click around, this particular model puts down another 4 inches, which would be 5.7 when all is said and done for the Indianapolis metro area. The only kind of boom or bust area that we continue to keep an eye on is through here, where I think activity for a time can be a little bit more scattered in nature before this band redevelops and could be 2 to 4 inches of snow towards Cincinnati and the Louisville metro area. Wouldn't be shocked if that verifies slightly lower because of some of the mixing, but I do think there can be a secondary band down here for a time as we get through the middle part of the overnight hours.
Yeah, Brett, great analysis. Great analysis. And one thing I'd like to show real quick, if I can, is as it pertains to this, is the current dynamic setup. When we look at our meso analysis, I come over here. This is what we call our 700 millibar frontogenesis. This is kind of mid-level forcing. And, you did a good job at describing this to the clients. You've done a lot of research on frontogenesis. Tell us a little bit about what it means and what it's doing right now.
Yeah, so frontogenesis, it sounds like this crazy term, but it's really just simply the development of a front or a temperature gradient in the middle part of the atmosphere. And that temperature gradient, as it increases, it forces air to rise upward. as air rises upward, it basically is going to intensify the snowfall rates and the snow bands in the atmosphere. And when you start to see that show up, you can get these 50-mile wide or even less uh, bands of snow that develop and can be locally heavier. And I think that's exactly what's happening along I-70 right now. And it's why, John Kemper put out a map earlier today to clients on Clarity showing where there could be 3 to 6 inches of snow. And I've seen some of the comments and the questions that have come in over the past 24 hours, like, hey, some of these other sources are not talking about anything more than 1 to 3 inches, but because of that driver that we talked about, that frontogenesis, we felt like there could be some overachieving, and I certainly think we are well on our way to that at this point. And you can see John reflected it in the map earlier today.
Yeah, it's a fantastic job. And there's tough to find better forecasters than some of the meteorologists here at BAM. I mean, all of us. These people are great, and this forecast is fantastic. I do want to let you guys know that through midnight, all right, we do have the Clarity Home and Pro 50% off going on, and I say that to say that Brett, if you could turn your screen share off, that this is quite frankly, this is the last what I would like to call obligated free live stream that I'm doing here on the Facebook, YouTube, and X pages, with the exception of in-storm analysis. If there's tornado outbreaks, severe weather, flash flooding, ice storms, or snowstorms, we'll do things during the storm, but anything leading up to talking about days out, model runs, forecasts, that's going away. That's going to the Clarity Home side. Literally thousands of people have taken advantage of this. I've been live streaming, Brett and I, even myself, I've been doing it for almost 14 years. Brett's been doing it with me now for at least the last 5 years. We've spent years and years coming to you guys with stuff. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. But with the overload of social media and the number of weather pages and just the general kind of attitude of a lot of people anymore, it's become something that's not been as enjoyable. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of nastiness from people. And so, it's been a great run, but we are very excited to take this to a private client side where clients can get in there and watch, and going to Clarity Home and signing up that's where it's at. So make sure you take advantage of that. We appreciate everybody. And again, we appreciate our sponsors, Custom Restoration here out of Indianapolis, who have made these streams possible, who continue to, keep us, doing these types of things. This is why we're here, is to help build local businesses too, like this one. Any reconstruction or repair that you need, these guys are going to be here for you. Be sure and check them out. Tell them you saw them on BAM. But Brett, we covered the overnight stuff pretty well, and the additional accumulations. I think next we have some additional systems. So this is going to be a very active December. I'm going to talk a little bit about that now while I'm here, and I'll get into the comments here in just a moment. But let me go over and check out. I'll pull up. First thing I want to mention is something we've kind of discovered here. Now, I will say analogs, they can change and move and shake with time. This is the analog particular set I came up with a couple of days ago. One year that really continues to stick out to both Brett and I is 1995. We had 11 inches of snow in Indianapolis in 1995 in December. You can see where the storm track was, and I see a lot of similarities to the pattern in general for the upcoming forecast. So I'm going to show you that here on Synoptic, which, by the way, anyone can sign up to synopticwx.com. These are free models. We are beta trialing it right now, so you can beta test the models for free before we'll go to a paid model at some point. But This is the next wave. This is Wednesday night into Thursday morning. This is going to offer up the potential for a coating of snow, additional slick spots, potentially a half inch to 3/4 of an inch of snow. It's a nice little clipper that comes streaming through the area, and it's the first of several that can offer up additional snow totals here as it moves through the area. The next one, these are 24-hour chunks, by the way. This weekend has potential to be a good clipper. It's showing up on both of the models. Whether or not this heavy stuff ends up here or it comes over here or even here, there's really no way to know yet, but the pattern is supportive of a clipper that would come out of Canada and offer up another round of snow Saturday night into Sunday. Beyond that, there's another little northerly stream clipper, far northern portion of the Ohio Valley, Monday into Tuesday. Then there's another one. I mean, it's loaded. There's a southern storm around the 11th or 12th of December. I believe that's a storm date, Brett.
Yeah, it is. It is. We've had that one for a while.
And then another one that's out in La La Land, but at the end of the run, there's another big storm. So there's multiple suggestions of a lot of snow here over the course of the next 16 days. That's just one model's perspective of 2-week snow numbers. It's going to be busy. It's going to be at one of the busier Decembers to remember, I guess. And so we're going to continue to keep you guys updated and the analysis coming over on the client side of Clarity, and I'm excited to continue to do that. So take advantage of the home sale. It goes 50% off till midnight. Enjoy the snow if you like snow. I see a bunch of people talking about delays coming in already. Center Grove, Martinsville, Franklin, you name it. We've got a bunch of them. Looks like they're pouring in. White Christmas out of the question? No, it's not. It's not out of the question. In fact, I personally believe, and I think I've said this on a couple of lives, Brett, but I haven't really seen you lately because of the storm coverage schedule that we've had. But the 15th to the 30th, I think, could be a stormy period in December.
Yeah, I don't think that period's quite as cold from what I was looking at last night, but that also can help with the storms. I don't think it's warm. So I think that overall we're in a pretty good spot between the Clippers the next 10 to 15 days to the potential for bigger storms late in the month. It could be a pretty memorable December when all is said and done, I think.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, so I'll take a few moments here, the next couple minutes. I'll go through some comments, and I'm happy to listen to what anyone or read what anyone has to say. Whiteland 2-hour delay. Really like the Clarity app. Thank you so much. I put Stacy. She signed up after years of following us. We appreciate that. Someone wants snow for Christmas Eve. I do too, for sure. IU will win the Big Ten championship at Lucas Oil. Listen, I think Vegas has a 4.5-point favor to Ohio State. I think it comes down to a 17-21 or a 21-24 score there somewhere, and a difference of a field goal or an overtime field goal. I think it's a tight game. The one thing I love about IU is they're just their O-line and their D-line is they destroy people. They're relentless. And they don't run any kind of fancy gimmicky offenses. They just run a good offense. I mean, IU is going to be a hard football team to beat. And I think it's a close game regardless of which team wins, personally.
I think that it could end up being a defensive battle because I think Ohio State and IU might have up there with Oklahoma 2 of the best defenses in the country, and that will be a very interesting matchup to see how that pans out. It'll be it's going to be a fascinating matchup. I think that they both teams match up with each other really well. So. And I agree. I think it'll be a close game, and it'll just come down to who makes the plays at the right time.
Yep, I agree. I keep trying to display comments, and then they fill in too fast, and then I can't display them. But Jerry Walsh, or I'm sorry, not Jerry. Brandy Mary said she has watched for years. I'm trying to display it, and I can't. There's Jerry. Which storms produce bigger snows? Clippers from north or storms from the southwest? Typically storms from the southwest. albeit you can get heavy snow producers from incredibly cold environments. Yeah, Peggy says she needs help signing up. Giving her a code. Someone on the staff there, please get with Peggy Perry and help her get signed up. That would be great. That someone will reach out to you, Peggy. We'll get you taken care of. Greenwood to Columbus around 4 a.m. will probably suck. Yeah, yes, I would say they would suck. That's a good way to describe it. Go Bucks. All right. Appreciate your work. Signed up back in summer for clarity. Understand dialing back on the free lives. Yeah, I see some comments about, the free services and listen, I get it. I understand. I know you guys have been watching us for free for a really long time. Clarity. And I loved to do it. I just we were just switching the way we're doing things. So we're just kind of switching our focus, and it is what it is. Not everyone's going to like it. That's okay. Not everybody has to like it. We do have an option for you that I think costs like 8 cents a day or something. I think you might spend more money at Starbucks in a week than you would on the half off Clarity subscription for an entire year. And so you're not really going to miss it if you don't want to. Plus, you get our application and our radar and everything that comes with it. So we are a business, 100%. We have a staff full of people and families, and people have bills to pay and mouths to feed and roofs over their heads. So yes, of course we're a business. And I'm not ashamed in any way, shape, or form to say that we are a business. That's why we're here. So I'm not here to just lollygag around Disney World for free the rest of my life. That's not the point. That's not what we're doing. And I think 14 years of free is generous. So that's the kind of the deal there. So I genuinely appreciate everyone that's followed for so many years. I appreciate all of the support, and we appreciate you guys more than you know. That's just the way we're going. So you can take advantage of that. There are a ton of people in here saying how great Clarity is. Couldn't be more thankful for that. It's very much appreciated.
All right. And I did message Peggy.
Perfect. Thank you, Brett. Someone says Starbucks is trash. Bam is not. Okay. I have no comment. David says, can't wait for the new building to start going up. We do have a new building going up at 135 and Stones Crossing in Center Grove, and I'm here to tell you it is going to be absolutely incredible. 16,000 square foot building, going to house 100 employees, workout facility, big old BAM logos on the side. Driving down the road, you'll see it. Hey, we've worked for this for a long time. We're very excited for this, so pretty pumped for it. It's funny, I told you at Coffee House 5 that I have no need for Clarity, but now I have it. That's awesome. Thanks for signing up. Bring the snow to New Albany. Brett, I think your poor wife's gonna be let down with, you might be in the Scrooge zone there in Albany.
It does not take much to get a snow day down. So
yeah. That's true.
You might get lucky.
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Again, much appreciated. Thank you guys for everything. Take advantage of the sale. It's 50% off. It's $50 a year. It's like 8 cents a day or something. We'd love to see you over on the client side. We'll keep you posted over there. Brett, thank you. And you guys will see us. It'll just be during storms. More probably intense ones than usual, but our loyalty and our urgency will not be to Facebook. It will not be to X or YouTube. It'll be to our paid clients by hours and hours and days, really. That's where our loyalty lies, and that's where we'll be updating people. So you can get in on that if you want to, but appreciate you all so much. Brett, thank you for the help this evening.
Yep. Thank you.
And go Hoosiers. We'll see you
Go
guys.
Hoosiers.